Alright, welcome then everyone to the round of 32. The first set of the round of 32 we're casting now is going to be Mihai versus DauT, playing with Japanese and Dravidians respectively, down the south and up the north in 4 lakes. And what do we get for these guys? With Japanese, Mihai will have an incredible civilization for a map like this. Not only does he get faster attack and infantry units in the field H onwards, but also he's got a discount on drop-off buildings, so the lumber camp, mining camps, mills will come in cheaper. He gets, in addition to that, incredible fishing ships. So by having safe fish over here, his economy is going to be fantastic. They get 5, 10, 15, and 20% faster working fishing ships. And the Dark Field Castle and Imperial Ages with twice the HP and plus 2 pierce armor as well. There we go, fish ships coming out now for Mihai, and DauT is taking a little bit longer to get the dock up over here. That's coming from Mihai's wood savings and going for the dock, for the lumber camp rather, that allows him to go for the dock a little bit earlier. While DauT gets a strong civilization for hybrid maps too, but for different reasons. He gets 200 extra wood upon reaching a new age, which means once he gets to the field age, well, then he's going to get all the extra resources, while Mihai just gets to save 50% of whatever drop-off buildings he goes for. So if he goes for a mill eventually, if he goes for a second lumber count, that's already going to add up to 150 resources saved. Meanwhile, DauT, once he gets to the field age, he's going to get the extra wood, but that's going to be after he had to go for the dock, after he had to go for the fishing ships. It will be pretty good, though, for him to try and make a play for the castle age, so that he doesn't need to collect quite as much wood early on in order to be able to afford a market or a blacksmith, or potentially even a stable and a blacksmith, right? For the time being, it's going to be pretty uneventful though, and Mihai is just working his economy up, and he's got to be very careful. He's got to be wary of the fact that DauT could potentially send the villager forward, try and get a sneaky dock up, which we have seen so many times in the past. Now, Mihai's the first player to click out to the field age and 22 workers. That is not a lot. That is not a lot, and doesn't really indicate a fast castle approach. So it seems like it's just going to be full scouts or archers for Mihai. I don't see any gold miners, so it seems like, okay, there we go. He's sending some gold miners right now, so it is going to be archers. Otherwise, it would have been for scouts, although usually you want to go up on a little bit faster for that. DauT instead, he's gonna be on his way to the field age himself as well. He's got 23 workers versus the 22 from Mihai, so despite the fact that Mihai got the dock up earlier, he kind of fell behind the work count a little bit, but obviously some of that's just from the fact that DauT clicked up to the field age a little bit later, so he had the TC working for a little bit longer. Regardless though, it seems like it's going to be Minotaurs for DauT, interestingly enough. Another bonus that Dravidians get besides the extra wood upon reaching a new age is the 50% discount on barracks upgrades. So the Minotaurs upgrade is going to come in for cheaper for him. So militias right now, it does make sense, yes. And what I'm very curious is, what is he going to pair that with? It seems to me like it's going to be with archers as well, because he's been collecting some gold, pretty similar to Mihai as well, so we'll see. An archer range come up over here for Mihai too. Nice. And there we are, DauT sending villagers forward, so he'll try to get a dock on the right hand side. And it's got the archer range on the way, as expected. Here come the Minotaurs, though, from DauT. He's facing 33% faster attack and infantry units starting in the field age from the Japanese, though. So Mihai's Minotaurs will be so much stronger, but that was that good. Pick over there for DauT. In the end, he will end up losing, though. All the Minotaurs, and it's not even close. Mihai's units, they attack just so much faster. They are completely outnumbered in DauT's units as well. So it's just going to be a full archer play from both these players in the Fuel Age. We're going to see some skirmishers come out as well. And in this situation, I'm liking Dravidians better. Because of the faster attacking skirmishers. I think it can make a big difference, but for the time being, it's just going to be archers that DauT's got queued up. However, if we get a good amount of skirmishers, DauT might not only be able to get full land control against archer type units, but he might actually be able to get some villager picks if he goes forward. And I would imagine most people who are watching the series right now do recognize DauT as a proponent of the full skirmisher play. So it's a good civilization for him for sure. And for the time being, still archers, but I imagine we're going to see a transition very soon. Probably once Mihai brings some of the archers that he's gone for himself forward, right? And prompt out into defensive skirmishers, which he'll eventually end up using offensively as well. So here come the archers from DauT. He's got 2. We had 2 archers from Mihai as well. Despite the defender's advantage, DauT took so much longer to get out to the village that he's struggling to stay ahead in military count. All the Minotaurs putting pressure against the house as well. That's struggling to keep the house up. Taking a little bit of damage with the villager over there, but that's going to result in an archer going down as Mihai was not paying attention, and DauT will most likely not end up cleaning up the Minotaurs over here, and at the very least pushing the archers away. Skirmishers on the way for DauT, skirmishers on the way for Mihai as well. There was a little bit of a pause over there. Fortunately for us, we do not really need to worry about it too much. Beautiful. DauT's defense over here has been fantastic so far. The Mihai. Well, Mihai's gonna have to switch over to defense mode in a moment after DauT pushes him away from here and starts going for the counter push. For the time being, Mihai's still the one in the driver's seat. Interestingly enough, though, Red player is also the one to get a stronger economy at this point in time. But boy, that was an awful trade for Mihai. And actually, can you call that a trade? No units went down from DauT at all. I guess he might have lost just a little bit of HP, but that's a lot of losses over here for the red player. No losses from DauT. Now the blue player is going to go forward, and he's going to go for the counter push that I was talking about earlier. But take a look at this. Take a look at this. We have a dock already up for DauT on the right-hand side. He realized about the dock coming up over here from Mihai as well. And then down south, we have a counter dock coming in from DauT. Sneaky dock over here. He was trying to make it sneaky, but Mihai realized about it. He's taken the palisade down and might end up getting the villager down over here as well. So yes, and up in the top, there was a sneaky dock coming up for Mihai that DauT realized about, and DauT's going to end up cleaning this up too. And it seems like Mihai does not realize the dock's going down, so he's going to lose the resources. Interesting, both players are looking very competitive right now. DauT was being able to catch up in terms of economy and should be able to click out to the Castle Age himself very soon. And Mihai should be able to click out to the Castle Age as well very soon too. So the game is pretty neck and neck at this point in time. Hey Noella, yes. We have a dock action everywhere. And that's doing a really good job of keeping production going on the right hand side, so he's not going to let Mihai take control of this pawn. Which means it's going to be 2 pawns for each player in the end. The north and the east for DauT, the south and the west for Mihai. Should be pretty even. And the castle age is coming up in a moment. Seems like Mihai might be able to click up earlier. It's kind of misleading though. DauT's got a lot of extra food workers. So while Mihai's got more food currently, that doesn't mean that he'll be the first one to click up necessarily. So both players will end up going up at about the same time. Yes. Mihai uses the market to rush it a little bit. Struggles. But clicks up. And DauT clicks up as well, and it's going to be about the same time for both guys. Only a 5-second delta between both these guys' up times. Stable's coming up now for Mihai. There we go. That should end up cleaning out the dock over here, and that's going to kind of stabilize the situation on water. Or is it? Another dock on the left-hand side. There's just so much going on right now. Everywhere around the map. Second dock on the way for DauT on the left-hand side. This could be really good if he ends up pushing Mihai away from here. It's going to be 3-1 pawns favoring DauT, and especially against Japanese, you want to prevent them from just free fish booming. Once we get to the castle age, Mihai's fishing ships are going to become 15% more efficient. DauT's got into the castle age, Mihai's got into the castle age. Crossman, Elite Skirmisher, and Balkan Arrow upgrades coming in for DauT. No War Galley at all. Mihai instead, he's got Chain Barred and Armor. As he's got double stables here, he'll try to make a play for Knights, and DauT that's just taken to full range units, but he's got to be careful. He's taking a lot of losses over here for free on the left-hand side. And on the right, he's got the Skirmishers. And here comes Mihai's army. Only 2 Knights at this point in time, but with Chain Barred and Armor, that should be enough for him to clean this up. So he's going after DauT. DauT's not paying attention, so he will end up losing all these crosses without taking a single Knight down. And this is so good for Mihai. Despite the fact that DauT's got a stronger military count at this point in time, Mihai, he's got the highest military value. Now he's got a forward siege workshop as well, and DauT, I don't think he knows about this. He's got no idea. So Mihai's got the first Mangonel come out, and he'll be able to get some villages down over here. Very nice shot, and DauT, what is his reaction going to be over here? Doesn't seem like we have much of a reaction at all from the blue player, so he might end up losing 1 or 2 extra villages over here trying to get the TC up. Mihai perhaps overextending a little bit. If DauT garrisons the villagers, he can chunk some HP out of the Mangonel. Yeah, but Mihai already has a villager over there to repair it, so it's fine. Right hand side, a little bit of pressure from Mihai on water. Left hand side, some extra navy units coming out from that. It's going to be 3 versus 3 fire galleys, and no War Galley upgrade coming up yet for Mihai, but DauT's going to be the one to get it. So he's got it. He's got War Galley. If he garrisons the units right now, he'll be in a much better position compared to Mihai, and he will do so. So there we go. The fire ships versus fire galleys from DauT and Mihai on the left-hand side respectively should result in a much better trade for DauT, that is. Yes. And then up in the north, Mihai's pressure against the TC should result in this TC going down unless DauT's able to clutch it up and get his defensive Mangonel out and clean up all the units from Mihai. By the looks of it. Crossbows, skirmishers coming up from DauT, and Mihai's reaction is swift, preventing too many losses. Because DauT does not really have ballistics right now, he cannot really do too much. Meanwhile, on the right hand side, Mihai is coming into the wall line, and it's open there. He ends up taking 2 villages down from DauT, pushing the rest of the lumberjacks away. And DauT's in a world of pressure. Sure, he might have a lot of crossbows, a lot of skirmishers for himself, but he's not able to do anywhere near as much damage as what Mihai's been able to deal over here at all. And with the TC taking more and more losses in terms of HP, soon it won't be enough to garrison villages anymore, and these knights will be able to take the villages as pop goes the weasel. DauT's villagers get pushed out of the TC, ejected into their dooms. Into their doom. And yeah, pushed away towards the center TC over here. DauT's still ahead by 4 workers. And I imagine namely due to taking the fishing ships on the left hand side from Mihai. Skirmishers from DauT still looking strong. How many crossbows we have over here? About 7. Not too many. But he's got enough skirmishers that he should be able to get the villagers down over here without too many issues, even if he didn't really have any crossbows left to work with, so that's looking strong. Right hand side. Not too much over there anymore, so the water situation has kind of stabilized, and DauT's got control of 3 out of 4 ponds. However, because he's not taking the dock down from Mihai on the left hand side, he cannot really collect the fish from here safely. He did manage to stabilize against the siege workshop on the left hand side though, from Mihai. And now he's got the third TC on the way on the right hand side out, that is. While Mihai instead, he's on 2 TCs, he's on 1 dock, 1 pond. And DauT seems like he was able to not only stabilize, but start pulling a lead for himself. Now he's got not only more workers, but he's got significantly more military units. How many more? A lot more. Very soon he's gonna have 3 times the military count compared to Mihai, and if he plays his cards right over here, it might be even higher than this, but that's a very good defense for Mihai with bold manas and a lot of knights over here. Should be able to clean out the majority of the skirmishes over here, if not all of them. Actually, the entirety of the army from DauT is going down over here, which means that the military count is going to get equalized. Or not really equalized necessarily, but it's going to... the difference over here is going to get diminished by quite a lot. And finally, the 30C is coming out for Mihai. This is shaping up to be a great series. Even if DauT's looking kind of dominant against Mihai right now, there were certainly a few sparkles over here we saw from Mihai. Not this though. This is very good for DauT. But yeah, we saw definitely Mihai some very bright moments this game. And I cannot imagine the series being too one-sided. It's push coming up over here from Mihai. DauT's trying to get a TC up. Won't be able to do too much. Actually, he needs to delete the TC foundation. Otherwise, Mihai can take it down with the Mountails. 2 shots and the foundation is gone. Mihai? Hi? Not going for it. That's unfortunate. So, well, this is not one of those moments of brilliance that I was talking about. It's kind of a wasted opportunity over there. The Elephant Archer is so tanky, though. Yeah, I do not really care about this too much. And you know what? Now that DauT's got elephant units out, he's collecting stone, he'll be able to go for a castle very soon. We could very well see Medical Corpse come up, which regenerates 20 HP per minute on elephants, if I'm not mistaken. So we see the castle come up for DauT on the left-hand side on top of the hill. The little mound over here right next to his TC. That's a good location for the castle. Ideally, he wants to collect enough stone to potentially get a castle up around here as well. So he will be able to protect the stone. He'll be able to protect the gold miners over there in addition to the additional TCs. There we go. Stone is being sold by Mihai. So we won't see a castle come up for him instead. Just gonna try to keep on going for more and more units. He's got double stable production currently still. And DauT's done a really good job defending himself. He's got a monks out. He's got a second barracks on the way. I think that's going to be the second one, right? Yes, he's got a second barracks on the way. And this is really good because in the Imperial Age, Dravidians with wood steel will have cavalry and infantry units ignore armor from enemy units, which means that Dravidians will actually have very strong halberdier over here, and even though Japanese will attack faster, DauT's units will ignore armor from Mihai, so this could be fantastic. A meat shield of halberdier, right? And the second layer of elephant archers from behind could be extremely hard for Mihai to defend against from DauT. Not the best unit control for DauT over there, though. Keep the elephants close to the TC, or at the very least to the castle. Not the greatest. Yeah, this is not great. He definitely needs the pikemen, so he's going for them. He's got 5 barracks now. Down, my man, 5 barracks. He's gonna start going for pikemen quite heavily. Meanwhile, on the left-hand side, as DauT finally got control of the pond and started collecting some of the fish, Mihai drops a tower to try and prevent the fish over here from boosting DauT's economy. The right-hand side, he's also gotten another tower as well, and it seems like he's coming forward for a castle drop. DauT instead, he's going up to the Imperial Age though, and he did manage to get a second castle on the right-hand side. Now, this is not necessarily the location that I wanted to see the castle in, but he's got barracks where I wanted to see the next castle. This is still going to be a good spot. And the forward castle over here gets completely denied from Mihai, as he cannot really afford to commit to it, and he's going for the castle on the hill instead. But DauT is so much faster to the Imperial Age. Notice Mihai's resources are nowhere even close to enough for him to click up to the Imperial Age. So DauT is gonna be the first player by a while, right? By a long shot over here to get access to trebuchets. Plus, he already has 2 castles, and very soon he's gonna have enough resources to go for a 3rd castle. So he'll be on 3 castles to produce trebuchets from. Right now he's on 2, and he should definitely be able to outproduce Mihai, even if Mihai was able to click out to the Imperial Age. But that does not seem like it's going to be the case. It seems like Mihai is just going to be stuck in the castle age for the time being. Amazing. Extra barracks on the way for DauT too. Nice. Lone swords coming in from DauT. As well, just in case we see some counter spears, I guess, from Mihai. Like, honestly, whatever Mihai goes for, DauT's gonna be fine against. Even if we see samurai over here, DauT's going to have the elephant archers. I would definitely have like to see a few more archers from DauT, a few more LD archers, and then just try to commit to the elephant archer and halberdier army composition. To be fair, scorpions might be a little bit difficult for DauT to defend against with that kind of army, but now that he's gotten to the Imperial Age, it shouldn't be too difficult. He can go for his own siege. Nice push from Mihai though at the center. A lot of knights over here. He's got the rounds as well, and DauT's realizing about this and reacting beautifully with a halberdier. He cleans up all the knights. And it's once again not even close. Mihai gets completely clapped down. DauT's got the 3rd castle on the way on the left-hand side. He already managed to get the first few trebuchets out. The first trebuchet, actually. Does he have a second one? He does have not only a second one, he's got 3 trebuchets total. Just 2 of which are on the right-hand side, and then the 3rd of which is on the left-hand side to start putting pressure against Mihai's base. So DauT's kind of splitting his army over here. With 2 trebuchets, he's going to free himself of this pressure from Mihai, and with the 3rd trebuchet, he's going to start putting pressure himself against Mihai as well. So this should be GG anytime now. It certainly seems like it should be the case. Now we have champion coming out from DauT, and wood steel is going to make these units so freaking strong. I just don't see a way back for Mihai over here. Plate mail armor is coming in for DauT as well, and the red player looked pretty competitive up until the castle age, but then the moment DauT got to the Imperial Age, this started kind of falling apart for Mihai. So seems like it's going to be 1-0 favoring the Serbian player. DauT is looking fantastic here. It seems like it's just a matter of time until Mihai calls a GG, and he does so now. So DauT 1, Mihai 0. Take a look at game number 2 in a moment after taking a look at the achievements first. So we'll see. For military, a better KD for Mihai, getting about 4-to-3 KD ratio compared to DauT. However, if you take a look at economy, you'll see that DauT ended up collecting thousands upon thousands of extra resources compared to Mihai. So that offsets for the that offsets for the worst KD, right? He was simply able to afford a lot more units. So there's that. Society. There we go. What is the goal unique tech for Dravidians? Wood Steel. It makes cavalry and infantry units ignore armor. So the champions from that were going to be insane. Yeah, there we go. Let's go back. Guys, welcome you guys all to game number 2 in this best of 3 set between Mihai and DauT as the bull player. DauT on the right hand side playing with Lithuanians. Got a 1-point lead over Mihai, who's playing in the red color. On the left hand side is Kumen. So actually he's playing the yellow color, but we have moved him over to the red color. Regardless though, for these civilizations, DauT's going to begin with extra resources, 150 extra food namely, which can be extremely good for military production. If you have a hybrid map type, you can potentially go for the dock earlier. There are a bunch of things that you can do with the extra resources from DauT. In this situation, this is Arabia, right? So I imagine it's probably just going to be for a faster fuel push, scouts push, right? Or potentially for a faster castle time. We'll see which one DauT ends up deciding to go for. Mihai instead, he's playing with Kuman, so this is a very interesting civilization for Mihai. He'll be able to go for the second TC in the FLH. He'll be able to go for siege workshops in the FLH from where he can train battering rams. He's got access to the cap ram upgrade in the castle H, and then he gets also a 75 wood discount on stables and archer ranges, which is great. And for the team bonus, we'll see for Kuman's 33% extra HP on... Oh, the game's paused. On palisade walls. So it should be possible for Mihai to make a play for full FLH boom if he wanted to. However, DauT with Lithuanians might be able to go out to the castle H, might be able to start putting pressure from early, and that's something that Kumans, when going for full FLH boom, struggle against. But we'll see. I guess it's probably related to lag once again. That's what we saw last time around.
Yes.
Yeah, there we go. So now it's fixed. Should be fixed anyway. So does anybody know where Mihai is from? Actually, I think we can take a look at that just by doing hashtag Mihai, right? No, perhaps just Mihai? Okay, yeah, there we go. He's from Romania, yes. I was just thinking of updating the stream title to have the flags for each player. I used to do this. It's a little bit higher maintenance, though. Thank you. Beautiful. In DauT. I think this is correct, right? Interesting barracks location for DauT. Yeah, absolutely. He probably didn't really know where the... No. He knew where his opponent was. He's going for the militias already. He's got 3. Which is something you can also do with Lithuanians. I remember when Lithuanians first came out, a lot of people would open like this. Would open with double or even triple militia push from the get-go, because you can go for them so freaking early. And it worked for a little bit, and then it kind of fell out of meta. Like so many other things that you see at the very beginning of a new civilization or a balance change. And yeah. And Mihai sends some villagers forward, so we'll see a DC come up right next to the gold. In between the gold and the wood over here. That's going to be a fantastic location for a DC for the red player above here. However, though, DauT's militias are coming over. He cannot get a villager. He does end up pushing the villager away, though. And there we go. TC's coming up over here for Mihai already. He should be able to. There we are. So DauT's going up to the field age on 21 villagers. This is not great. If he wanted to counter the double TC play from Mihai, he will need to go up to the castle age and put pressure. But that's not the case right now. And instead, Mihai! He's got the second DC, yes, but he's got 2 4 archer ranges. Holy moly, he's gonna try to play for economy and he's gonna try to play for aggression. Is he actually gonna try and do so? I don't think he'll be able to afford everything. Well, to be fair, archers are pretty cheap. So your second DC is not really going to affect archer production too much. However, at the very least until he needs to start going for farms. But anyway, this could completely catch DauT off guard. This could be really, really good. And there's also the possibility for Mihai to utilize the second TC just for defensive purposes and just use it to garrison villagers and kind of a strategic location. Having a strategic garrison location over here and then just go for full military push. That'd be kind of like a mind game from Mihai. But I don't think it's going to be the case. I think he's going to keep both TCs working. And then he's going to produce archers on top of that. And this could be really good. Big balls play, love it. Now we'll see if it works out. He's got the first few archers already queued up. Should wait, in my opinion, until he gets 6. Especially with 2 archer ranges. It's not going to take too long for him to get to 6. Let's take a look. He's getting there. He's got also a blacksmith coming up. So ideally he wants to wait for fletching as well. And that should allow him to start picking villagers extremely quickly against DauT. Especially as DauT does not seem to have any defensive units at all. The blue player was trying to go for a forward castle and Mihai reacted against extremely quickly as well. So DauT gets pushed away from here and... Oh, okay, so we have 4 archers. He's got more on the way, mind you. So it's not too bad. And no fletching just yet, but this is kind of dangerous. He's playing with fire over here. He might end up getting spotted. What kind of information do we have from Mihai's point of view? He's gonna try to come in over here. It's open, it's open! So he's coming with the archers. No fletching still, though. But with good unit control, he might be able to get some good damage down over here. So there is a counter push from DauT as well that we'll take a look in a moment. But first off, let's see if there's a villager going down over here. Yes, sir. DauT's going to lose 1. But only 1! If it was 6 with fletching, this could have been 2, 3 villagers going down easy, man. But now DauT's reacting over here, and that is not quite as much damage. And Mihai stops paying attention because of the counter push from DauT. Yes, we have a tower coming up from DauT right next to berries, which Mihai reacts to. A little bit too late over here, but he should still be able to get the tower down. And there's 1 villager that just went down over here from Mihai. So in the end, it's going to be about 2-to-1 KD ratio for economy units, 2-to-2 right now, so 1-to-1 KD ratio for eco units for Mihai and DauT. And now DauT's getting the lead. He gets another villager over there, a villager over here. That's going to be 3 villagers, 5 villagers now going down, another one over here, right? So 5 villagers dead from Mihai already, and DauT is doing a great job holding on against Mihai's push. He's keeping his villager lead despite the fact that Mihai is the only player with an extra TC in this game so far, of course. Yeah, and he's able to defend against the archer with some skirmishes over here. And you just gotta wonder though, what would it have been like with a few extra archers with fletching, right? Just a little bit more patient, man. Just wait a little bit more. Get a lot more damage in return, but... Yeah, 0 on food for Mihai right now. He cannot really produce villagers, and he cannot even produce skirmishers either. Skirmishers come in at 25 food each, so he doesn't really have the resource to go for skirmishers, and he can just go for archers, which means that DauT, with a few defensive skirmishers, should be able to hold on against Mihai's push just fine. And as long as the red player is out of food, Well, that's just going to keep on building on his villager lead, right? Right now, 8 extra villagers for the bull player, but it's going to keep on getting larger and larger as long as Mihai struggles for food income. Just 2 farms right now. Not the best. DauT got pushed away from berries himself too, but he did manage to get a bunch of extra farms up over here, and obviously this comes as a trade, as Mihai ended up spending all his economy into the second DC, into the double forward archery ranges, and DauT was able to get extra farms because of it. Well, into the tower. No way, this is actually DauT. I don't know. Maybe he plays safer against lower elo players. I don't know. But Mihai is a very good player himself as well. I was kind of hoping for a surprise over here. And to be fair, game number 1 was really good for the red player too. But this is because I saw Mihai perform extremely well in some of the previous tournaments that I saw him participate in, namely Valhalla. Valhalla was a tournament in which Mihai performed very nicely. Versus Rubenstock? Might be. Was that from Valhalla as well? I don't remember versus Rubenstock specifically, but I remember against Heisen. And Bailo, thank you so much for the resub. 33 months. I went to the marketplace to get some fresh cauliflower. I was told that they were all rotten and tossed into the cabbage can. Well, yeah. Funnily enough, actually, I got some broccoli the other day, and I just left it out of the fridge because I was like, I'm going to prepare this tomorrow. I prepared some of it. I prepared half of it, but did not have the time to prepare everything. So I just left it outside the fridge, and it went bad. Surprise, surprise. So shame on me. I really hate throwing produce or letting food rot. Hasn't happened in quite a while, but rip. Regardless, that's still defending just fine. The villager lead that he's gotten right now went up to 10 extra villagers, actually going down to 8 now as Mihai is trying to catch up, and he's finally able to get both these DCs queued up again. Not for too long. Wait, where's he collecting? Ah, he's collecting deer. I was for a moment thinking there was no way that he's able to keep both DCs queued up with 5 farms. Huh. Broccoli is kind of like avocados, apparently with a mind of their own when it comes to going bad. Yeah, sometimes they last so long, sometimes they just go kaput so fast, but that's on me for sure. I didn't realize. I was taking so long to prepare it. Anyway. Beautiful push from Mihai over here, but DauT's defense is even stronger. Yeah, villager goes down for DauT. A drop in the bucket though. DauT's still 8 workers ahead, despite the fact that Mihai was somewhat able to get back to double TC production. Did DauT try to bait Mihai with a palisade foundation over here? No, it's not built actually. No. He was just actually trying to go for a house, palisade, and tower. So a lot of action this game so far. DauT's still looking stronger, mind you. He does end up, for the most part, preventing Mihai from getting any damage done with his forward buildings. And very soon DauT might be able to get the villager down over here as well for Mihai as well. And right now he's doing a really good job against the archers. Might actually be able to flank these too, right? Yeah, well done. Well done. Well, on the left hand side, now that DauT's gotten this tower up, he could potentially try and make a play for yet another tower, perhaps one that's closer to the wool line. So one over here, for instance, that would still be within range of the first tower DauT's gone for. Should be enough for him to push the villagers away from the wood. Or potentially even behind the wool lines if he wants to be a little bit safer, but I don't think that one's going to be within range of this tower. Yeah, there is no way. He would have to go for... Yeah, this is a good location. You take a look at this, and there's so much of Mihai's base that's going to be zoned out. He's gonna be zoned out of by DauT's towers that he really needs to try and prevent the tower from coming up. The great thing about DauT over here is that both towers are within range of each other, so they can protect each other's foundation. DauT's gonna try to go for another one. That's gonna be on his way to the castle age very soon as well. He's getting a market up now for it. There we go. Your user interface has a mistake, by the way. What is it? Warlords, qualifier run 32, 1 kneel in favor of DauT. It's going up to the castle age. Or are you talking about the palisade around the walls? Best of 5? Oh, there we go. Beautiful. The GG's coming out from Mihai over here, and DauT doesn't even need to get to the castle age. There we go. You're the second person to say that today, Bailo. But yeah, he went for it. So 2-0. DauT moves on to the round of 16, the decider qualifier series to be played tomorrow, starting 14 GMT. And Mihai gets knocked out of the qualifiers over here, but not without a fight. He went down swinging. And this is really good for Mihai, especially considering that he's gotten to the round 32 over here, right? Nothing short of an amazing achievement regardless. So let's go through the achievements over here for this game specifically, and then we'll go back and see which other series we can potentially jump into. Wait, is this actually a best of 3 or a best of 5? This should be a best of 3, right? Oh no, this is a best of 5. What am I talking? Oh my god, what a noob. You're actually correct. This is a best of 5. Okay, Mihai is not dead yet. Let's update this. Best of 5. Yes, there we go. Huh. Alright. My bad. Series is not over yet. We still have one more game to go for at the very least. Ideally more than that. But yeah, going through the achievements for this one, we'll see a military that's significantly stronger for DauT, getting about 3 to 2 KD ratio. For economy, a stronger economy for DauT by quite a lot, and considering the fact that he was playing against humans and 2 TCs is nothing short of remarkable, of course. Stronger worker count towards the end of the game, but also the highest villager max count, losing all the 6 villagers this game, while Mihai ended up losing about 7. Let's go back. And the next game is already on the way. We have to wait. There is about 60 seconds or so for us to wait still. There we go. Welcome you guys to game number 3. Mihai versus DauT. The Max versus Dragonstar is being covered by... I actually cannot tell you because they are in the lobby right now, so there's no telling. Yeah, I do not know. When they start the game, I'll know for sure, but there is no... Oh, wait, I actually can take a look at the casts. The Max... Dave is covering the Max versus Dragonstar. So you can take a look at it. Regardless, let's take a look at what we get for game number 3 between Mihai and DauT. It's gonna be Portuguese versus Saracens for Mihai and DauT respectively. That means Mihai gets 10% extra HP on ships. He gets 20% cheaper gold cost on military units. So it's going to be cheaper for him to go for navy. It's going to be extra HP for his units. Then on top of that, we have for Portuguese also faster research and upgrades, and I think that's going to be about it, right? Because for the team bonus, that's going to be just shared vision. DauT instead with Saracens, he gets cheaper markets, a trade resource for cheaper. So eco balancing is going to be a little bit easier for the bull player. Besides that, DauT gets with Saracens also 25% faster attacking galley line units. So galleys, war galleys, and galleon are going to attack faster from DauT. And that means that this is really good for potential water control. We have seen on this map before, though, how important water can be until the players end up getting control of the center. Once you do end up getting control of the center, the island is way too big for a player with water control only to put too much pressure from water, right? Not even Cannon Galleon will have enough range to prevent your opponent from collecting the majority of the resource over here. So it's very important to get water control early on, but ideally you want to play towards center control. Second game of migration that we see today. Which is great. Taking a look at the left-hand side. We have 3 fishing ships for Mihai. He's not gonna go for any more. DauT's on 3. Not gonna go for any more. He's on. He's going actually for the 4th one, and he's on his way to the fuel H as well. Mihai, not so much. Oh, Mihai actually found a back pond over here to capitalize on it. I think we saw something like this before in the previous migration game as well, but one of the players that got the private pond, so to say, did not really take advantage of this. And I thought it might not be worth all the investment to go for it, but in the end you will end up getting some safe food economy, right? If you go for like the fish traps after you end up running out of deep fish and shore fish. So maybe it's gonna be worth it. I guess we are going to find out. For the time being, that's gonna be the first player to get to the fuel H, and he's gonna start putting pressure with galleys. Meanwhile, Mihai seems to be making a play for a fast castle approach instead. Great. Fuel H is coming out now for the red player. DauT gets there. And he gets the first galley on the way. He's got a second dock. There we are. Beautiful. The first few galleys are starting to pour in from DauT. What can he really do, though? They are very far apart. So it's going to take some time for DauT to even realize where it is that Mihai is based. And if you take a look, he's sending the galleys over the right-hand side, so that is the wrong way! DauT! Oh, boy! He's taking the chances here. Why not split them up until he knew where his opponent was and then send everything there? He sent them both these over to the right, and he was probably expecting Mihai to be there, but there is no player in the right corner, so he needs to go around the island over to the left-hand side. Meanwhile, Mihai, he is going up to the castle H. He's got a market coming up at the very center. He already transported some villagers. So once he gets to the castle H, he'll likely be able to go for a second TC, right? And DauT, that's going for a market now to try and balance his economy, to go out to the castle H himself, because he's right now on the back foot. This has not really paid off to speak of at all. He's got 4 galleys, and it seems like he's actually sending the second group of galleys. They're going to make it onto Mihai's side of the map much faster than the first 2. So there we go. First fishing ship going down, and there's a lot of damage that DauT's got to do over here to offset for the much faster castle H time for Mihai, especially as Mihai will be going for extra TCs once he gets there. Fantastic. Transport ships on the left-hand side from Mihai. Does DauT know about this? Yes. Now he finds the villagers. He finds the transport ships. Going to end up taking this one down. Mihai is trying to sail away. Not fast enough though. Transport ship goes down. So these villagers will be castaways for the time being. Do you call them castaways, or do you say these villagers will be castaway? Are castaways? Are castaway? I'm not really sure, because in Spanish, the movie Castaway is translated as a noun that you can actually pluralize, but in English, I'm not really sure if it's supposed to be a noun or an adjective. If it's an adjective, I would imagine you just keep it in the singular. But anyway, fire guy is coming out from behind. He's got the war galley upgrade coming up, and DauT is on his way to the castle age, so he's not really falling behind by too much. Ideally, he'll migrate quite fittingly some villagers over to the center at some point, but for the time being, it seems like he's just trying to get water control. Let me take a look at this now. I'm curious. Nice. Yeah, there we go. The second TC is already on the way from Mihai. We were expecting to see this be the case once he got to the castle age, and now DauT is getting there, but notice he had to sell the stone in order to go up to the castle age and not fall behind too much compared to Mihai. So I guess it's just going to be putting only pressure at the center over here. He knows about the market. He knows about the lumberjacks. He's going to realize about the TC very soon, and we could see a forward siege workshop come up over here for the blue player. Meanwhile, Mihai realizes about DauT being here. Targets the villager. Might be able to get the villager down though. That is really bad. DauT does not have loom, so the villagers are going down. No way. That's gonna be 2 villagers down. He cannot really get the third one, but only 1 village left for DauT over here. In terms of water, DauT's still looking stronger. He does have the war galleys. So let me take a look. Huh, interesting. So castaways. Is actually a noun as well. So I guess saying castaways was alright. Anyway, very nice position from DauT. He's got a significant amount of war galleys. He shouldn't really struggle against any fire line units. So it's looking great for the blue player on water. Meanwhile, back on land, we saw that there was only 1 villager left for DauT over there. Good unit control, good reaction for DauT. Ends up getting the demolition ship, and now should be able to get the fire ships over here. Really good microwave from DauT. Wow, it's showing. He's looking in great shape. Siege workshop. And this is the pressure that I was talking about. That's gonna start putting pressure, right? It's got the monks, it's got siege coming in. He's playing Saracens. It's going to be a legit smush. Well, Mihai struggles to contest water. As a matter of fact, he's not even going for extra navy units, so DauT will end up getting full water control. This is really bad for Mihai. At the center, he's got a very small amount of villagers, so he's got 45 workers, 39 of which are back home, right, in his original island. So if he ends up losing the docks over here and he gets disconnected from the center, This should allow DauT to land with a few military units over here and just completely wreck Mihai's economy. After all, the red player only has a single TC over there to protect close to 40 villagers. And that is a chunky center island, yes. DauT's going for an extra TC at the center. Meanwhile, Mihai already has 2 TCs. He's got a defensive siege workshop on the way, but that's going to be putting pressure already. There we go. Seems like the TC is going down from Mihai for sure. His mana is not coming out on time. So he's gonna be left on only 1 TC out over here. Yeah, and that's getting full water control. Oh man, the villagers start to crumble already from Mihai! Oh, this is awful for the red player. We were talking about the timing in this map, and you want to get water control, at the very least keep some water presence early on, up until you eventually do make a transition over to the center. But without migrating, of course, Mihai doesn't really stand a chance over here. He's just losing so many villagers. He's not even paying attention over here to that, or he's not interested in saving these villages, or maybe he thinks it's not possible. He should be able to save some of these, just garrisoning them, but oh boy, this is a disaster already for Mihai. Manages to scrap enough stone to get a castle at the center, so this will put him in a good spot. He does end up pushing DauT away from the TC before the TC goes down, to be fair, and DauT is only now gonna start collecting some stone with about 4 villagers or so, and he's got redemption, so was trying to go after the mangonel, and Mihai ends up deleting it. This castle's still not going to protect the TCs, by the way. It wouldn't be too difficult for DauT to bring the mangonel over here, right? And then from here, try to target the TC. Basically the same position he was pushing from earlier. I really feel it for Mihai though. Was the first player to get to the center, to get the extra TCs. He was so much faster to the castle H2. DauT's been able to offset for all of that with some incredible gameplay. DauT salvaging the relics as well, going for another monastery on the left hand side, and yeah, you know, with both these mangonels, DauT can take the TC down. He can potentially roam around and target this one afterwards too. Trying to go after the market. Mihai is gonna be forcing to the lead in the market. That's going to end up converting it. I think this is the only one for the red player, right? Yeah. He does not have any extra market, so the conversion connects. Now this castle will make it difficult for DauT to keep on pushing. I think between both these castles there is only a very small area from where that would still be able to aggro the TC. So this is good for Mihai to defend himself with. Yeah, it is good. DauT, however, has managed to get enough resources to click out to the Imperial Age. That means that very soon we'll get access to chemistry. Thus, we'll get access to cannon galleon. That's gonna be a whole different beast for Mihai to try and survive against. Without water control, cannon galleon from DauT would absolutely destroy Mihai, as they will be able to take the TC down. They will be able to push villagers away from all the wood lines, all of them, and Mihai would only be able to collect gold and stone, perhaps some food. That's about it. Meanwhile, DauT he's got a castle on the way, so once he gets to the Imperial Age, he's gonna start bumping trebs, and it seems like the game is over as is already. Imp into GG is not something that I would find surprising over here. It's something that I would find kind of unfortunate, given that the Mihai performed really well in game number 1, and he's been struggling since, and I was kind of expecting, or I was actually kind of hoping for a longer than 3 game set, right? Well, that is after I realized it was not best of 3. But yeah, I guess it is what it is. DauT is looking mighty strong over here. The population that is higher than Mihai's. A villager count that is a little bit lower, but a position economically that's actually much better because Mihai's economy is not particularly efficient. If we take a look at the economy time, DauT's actually managed to collect resources for longer than Mihai's been able to this game. 30 seconds until we see Imperial Age hit from DauT and potentially a GG being called by Mihai, we'll see. There we go, Imperial Age is here for DauT. And the GG is called right away. As Mihai calls it and DauT gets a clean sweep, 3-0. It does go on to move on to the deciders to be played tomorrow. The round of 16. Well, Mihai gets knocked out of the tournament. The qualifier, rather. Yeah, but once again, he went down swinging. He certainly put up a fight, and especially in game number 1, his performance was so good. It's still good for Mihai, right? Getting to the round of 32 and lose. There's no shame in losing against DauT. So well played to both players. Let's go through the achievements one final time. Let's go on to represent a 7 to 3 KD ratio for DauT. Well, if we take a look at the economy achievements, we'll see a much stronger economy for DauT as well, despite the fact that Mihai was on extra villagers for quite a while over there. If we take a look at society, you're going to see that reflected in the red player, right? Getting some extra villagers here and there. And even though DauT was able to get a villager lead against Mihai at some point in time, it should have been fairly even. But once again, because of how inefficient Mihai's economy was due to all the water pressure from DauT, in the end, DauT ends up collecting a lot of extra resources.